BIUAG and MALANA from Cagayan epic. Si BIUAG was from Inrali, the southernmost part of Cagayan. When he was born, his mother was visited by an exceptionally beautiful woman who silently admired the baby. When it dawned on the child mother that her visitor was a goddess, she kneeled and implored her child with long life. The goddess made no reply. Instead, she placed 3 small stones around the neck of the baby, where one stone protected him from bodily harm. When he was big enough to swim across the wide river, the crocodiles created a path for him. The other stones gave him supernatural powers and prowess. He could go faster than the wind. He could throw easily a carabao across the hills. When he was only at the age of 12, he could approve a big betel nut, as it ate were a wood. So on account of this display of extraordinary strength, people from far away and wide places to see him.
Despite all these powers, BIUAG seemed troubled and unhappy. In the town of Tuwao, he fell in love with a young lady with unsurpassed beauty. No one could tell where this lady came from, nor could anyone say who this lady was. BIUAG wanted to find her. His waking hours were thoughts of her. There was another young man from Malawi, called Malana, who was gifted with powers similar to that of BIUAG. When Malana was 18, a devastating typhoon destroyed all the crops of Malawi. The people were in grip of appalling famine. Their only hope of starving off came from a very distant place, Santo Niño. It was very difficult and dangerous to journey the place, because the river to cross was wide and full of crocodiles. Malana understood the hazards of journey, but finally volunteered to take the journey. He loaded caravans of palay to 7 bamboo rafts. The people eagerly waited Malana's return. Prayers were offered for his safety. When they saw him back, everyone was overjoyed. He distributed the rice to the people and went home.
Upon reaching his home, he found a bow and arrow on the bench. He presumed they were made for him by his father, who knew how fond he was of them. Fitting the arrows, he found 2 tiny stones, just like those around BIUAG's neck. Meanwhile, BIUAG was unmindful of the people's open admiration for Malana. The lovely lady occupied his thoughts. One day, he paid her a visit and found out that Malana was also there. BIUAG became furious. He told the lady that he will prove to her that Malana was unworthy of her love. He grabbed his famous spear and hurried to the window towards Malana. Malana recognized BIUAG's spear and read it as a challenge. He hurled it back with a message that his powers were not meant for such feats. BIUAG laughed decisively and interpreted Malana's message in a different manner. He said to the lady, "Your suitor is very strong, but he is a coward."
One afternoon, BIUAG was taking lift of the young women when he heard sounds of 1,000 bamboo tubes. He saw approaching from a distance great number of people from Malawi. Leading the group was Malana, a tall, broad-shouldered, and handsome BIUAG quivered at the sight of Malana. The latter spoke first. "Now I know why you challenge me. You covet the woman I love. The gods forbid anyone from taking anything that belongs to the other. But I am ready to give you a chance. If the lady would allow us, we shall fight for her hand." The day of the duel was controversial. The news spread fast, but by mid-afternoon, the 2 mountains and the outlying hills were blanketed with men, women, and children who had came to witness their heroes fight each other. BIUAG arrived accompanied by the people of Enrili. He climbed the mountain on the eastern part of the river, carrying a big coconut tree and a sharp spear. Upon reaching the peak, he heard the natives cheering Malana. He felt like barking a command to his followers to kill Malana's people.
Malana went up to the opposite mountain. From their position, they saw some rafts being pulled up. As this drew near, BIUAG and Malana saw the beautiful lady on one of the rafts. Sadness was clearly etched on her face, but this only heightened her ethereal beauty. When she was near, BIUAG shouted at Malana, "The woman we both cherish is before us. If you are as brave as you claim to be then, receive this gift of mine from Inrail." Without thinking, he hurled the coconut tree at Malana. Everyone held his breath. The river stood still. The coconut tree flew like an arrow into the air. Malana caught it, and unlike BIUAG, he hurled it at the direction of Hiloro. Today, thick coconut groups rebound at the place. BIUAG became more insane. He plucked the spear from the ground where he thrust it. He aimed it at Malana's heart. The people were troubled. They knew too well the accurate deadlines of this terrible spear. Malana's chest was hit, but his heart was not pierced. Instead, the spear broke into two when it reached at the bottom of the river.
Malana shouted, "There you are, BIUAG, with no weapons whatsoever. It is now my turn." Before Malana would finish uttering the warning, BIUAG leapt into the river. Gigantic waves dashed against the rocks and shook the mountain where Malana stood. BIUAG emerged with the biggest crocodile under his arm. The crocodile opened wide its jaws. Malana accepted the challenges as he leapt from the mountain. The hundreds of people watching the fight suddenly fell on their knees. They saw a dazzling light that sparkled. She rose into the air and checked Malana's fall upon meeting him in the mid-air. The woman looked down at BIUAG and said, "You have shown yourself a coward by getting the help of a crocodile. I am the daughter of the goddess who gave you your supernatural powers. You do not deserve the gift." With the magic wand, the beautiful woman gave her blessings to the people below and then flew with Malana in the kingdom of the air and the clouds where she reigned.